Yo guys, what's up? This is Sugi once again, and today I'm gonna do a MOBA review, and I actually plan to do more of these older MOBA titles in the future. But this time I'm gonna start off with Guardians of the Middle-earth. So originally it got released in PS3, Xbox 360 in December 2012. Year after that it got released in PC for Steam. And it is developed by Monolith Productions and published by Warner Bros. I think the developer team kind of changed halfway through when the PC version came out. But Warner as a company, his only direction is to make money. They don't give a shit about anything else. They just make profit, you know. Them making good games, they don't give a fuck. They don't give an absolute fuck about that. And, you know, good example, I bought the Gauntlet not too long ago, and this game was, you know, even though it was 20 euros, it was total fucking ripoff. The game had no fucking content. And it was like completed in 2 days, you know. It was like an 8-hour game. Some bullshit that. And just no fucking diversity in there. I don't want to talk about Gauntlet, but Gauntlet was a bad game. And Guardians of Middle-earth, you know, the biggest mistake in the mobile market you can do is put a price tag on a genre that is considered to be free-to-play. So the problem that they did is, hey, let's put a 12 euro, 20 euro Steam price on the fucking game, and then put DLC in the fucking game worth of like $100 or something to get all the heroes and shit. That's bullshit. That's utter bullshit as a fucking concept, you know? Like Heroes of Nerveth and, you know, well, Awesome Knots, you know, they have a price tag. Han kind of figured out that this is not working. You know, we are losing the market. That's why League is the biggest game now, and Han isn't, because Han was, you know, we're gonna put this price tag. It wasn't working out. It was a bad idea. In the long run, of course, they probably make some money out of it, but that was not the way to go. And you can't make a fucking game with like main focus being on a fucking DLC if you're gonna put such a high price tag on the game. For Awesome Nuts is like 10 euros, so it's not that bad, really. And you can actually unlock all the characters, like, for most part, really easily. You can buy skins though, but that game, like, overall just, the whole concept of, like, paying for a MOBA is bullshit. Early access is okay. Early access makes sense, you know, you want early access to the game, and your friends in, and you want some, like, early access support there, stuff, Kickstarter things, that's cool, that's cool. But in this concept is bullshit, because the game, well, frankly, it wasn't good. So this is the part we're gonna go next to. One of the good things about though is that you can actually play the game on your controller and mouse or on a gamepad on PC version. I would have to say the controller was actually much more better than using mouse and keyboard, which was pretty funny. But that's how the game was made, because it was originally made for consoles. And honestly, you know, the game was dead. There was no players out there. I couldn't even get into a bot game, so I had to play pretty much tutorials and shit. I did play the games in Xbox 360 back in Gamescom 2012, so I tried the game there on its infancy, but the game is pretty horrible. And here's a couple of reasons. Not just because of the business model. The business model is horrible. That's like one strike. The second strike is that, well, you know, the game doesn't have any optimization. The PC version does zero optimization. You can change the resolution, and that's it. You don't have, you can't play it on low graphics, you can play it on high graphics, you have no customization of all. You can adjust your sounds, but who gives a fuck about that? So you have no actual optimization for the game part. As for the like controlling goes of the characters, there's a awful balance. Like some of the characters feel very overpowered to the the others, and you know the cast of the characters is kind of small. It's like 36 or something, and this is a game that has been out for 2 years, and it's a great IP. Lord of the Rings is a great IP. You can have a lot of cool characters that weren't actually included. I don't think it had the Uruk-hai leader. I don't remember. Lord Sky was his name or something. He wasn't in the fucking game. Like you didn't have all like some of the like the evil characters that was named like Urk or something generic as fuck. They were not given like real names or anything. And then you of course had some characters from The Hobbit. Hobbit could have like burst through more player base and content to game more. as it came out, but no. This game is like, I bought it for €2, and I hope to get that money back doing this video, because it was probably worst MOBA I played so far. Almost the worst. Like, based on like how much money they had and how much potential the game had to be good, it was probably the most disappointing MOBA game that I played. It was totally horrible. The controls were pretty bad. I didn't even understand you couldn't even last hit the fucking minions in this game. The map was really like standard. You had 3 lanes. At least it was symmetrical, and you had like these reveal things in the middle, and you had turrets, and then you have 5 heroes, the same shit. And then there was some survival mode, but that was bullshit too, because nobody's playing the game. The servers are already closed down on Xbox Live and PlayStation Network. You can only play it on PC, and you have to buy it for €20 from Steam. You can get it from G2A much cheaper, but overall, do not buy this game. This is absolute waste of your time. You can't get into a game because there's no players in it. It's a horrible game from a design aspect, monetization aspect, and development aspect. It was a pure cash grab. If they actually had something more than DLC to add to the game, you could have done something with it. But no, they just fucked it up with the business model. If it would have been free to play, I think there would have been more players on it, and you could have like a decent sized like tournaments and shit. But my overall verdict is, don't play it, don't buy it, and leave a comment below if you have something to say about the game, and give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. That helps. And see you guys on the next video. Cheers.